What up? It's your boy T-Bone on Reaction and Days Wrestling Winning by checking out this video from Pllana talking about how TKO has ruined WWE, and it's sad facts right now. Oh, give me a second. I gotta put my nose real quick. I'm back. So yeah, it's how TKO has ruined WWE, and I hate to say it, but it's low key true, man. It's like because it's been all. It's like say I said this before plenty of times on different videos that being about the money, about the business, can sometimes hurt the business this time as well too. Especially if your business is the main thing for it, it can hurt the business. And like I said, that's why I even said it with my thing about the Shots of Base belt collector thing. Like it could be a business, yes, could be about the business, but at the same time, it kind of hurts the product, hurts the purpose, the end game, and all of this as well too. Like it makes you question. It will make you question things a lot as well too with the rest with wrestling. So that's why it's like I said, it could be all about the business and money and all that, but at the same time that can hurt. That can hurt it as well too. So anyway, other than that, let's take a see why WWE TKO has ruined WWE as well too. That's from Pllana's perspective as well too, because he has mentioned plenty of time how he's been the main vocal about this as well too. So without further ado, let's check it out. All right, let's get it. Oops. Oh yeah.
It's no secret that TKO ruined WWE, so let's look at 10 ways how they ruined the company, starting with possibly the worst, which are ticket prices. When TKO bought WWE, their main goal was clear.
Oh yeah, the ticket prices is ridiculous. Like this, like I said, again, I get it's a business. I'm sorry I'm doing this right now, but yeah, I get it's a business. But at the same time, don't let your business ruin push the main purpose of having your wrestling company survive away, which is the fans. So yeah.
Make as much money as possible, and sure, that does make sense. You don't spend billions of dollars without expecting a huge return.
Facts.
But one of the first areas they targeted were ticket prices. Even the TKO president openly admitted that Vince McMahon was charging what he called fair prices for the average family. Then in the very next breath, he said they plan to keep raising the ticket prices because they want to grow the business. He basically said, let's squeeze every dollar
that's going to ruin the business.
It's honestly really sad to see. TKO is quietly pushing out the hardcore fans and the families who would have been generational WWE viewers, all for a short-term cash grab. And what makes it worse is that it's working for now. People are still buying tickets, and WWE keeps bragging about record-breaking box office gates at every show. The crowd actually cheers, the executives celebrate, and everyone pretends that it's a good thing, but I don't think this is sustainable at all. Eventually, people are going to get tired of paying outrageous prices to sit in the upper deck.
You gotta think of the long run instead of the short run with this, though. I mean, sure, it makes some money, but at the same time, it's going to. Somebody may say that once they have that WWE WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia, it's gonna hit the fan, and a lot of people it's gonna start going back to AEW again as well too. Though remember AEW started because dude, it was on some BS as well too. So it was a great alternative. And now WWE surpassed AEW again, but now AEW is coming back as well too, because a lot of people say their Wrestle Dream pay-per-views as of the PLEs as late from AEW has been a little better than WWE's as of late as well too. And they said someone say once this Saudi Arabia thing happened with WrestleMania, it's going to be not great because people are already not feeling Saudi Arabia having anything to do with WWE at the moment. So, yeah.
The hype will fade, and those record-breaking numbers will start to drop. It's only a matter of time before fans say enough is enough. The next thing TKO ruined is something that used to be sacred, and that is the WWE ring itself. When Vince McMahon was still in charge, one of the most respected parts of his product was that the squared circle was clean. There were no ads, no logos, and no brands. It was just the ring with pure focus on the wrestling. Vince was very old school about it. He believed the ring should represent the art and legacy of the business. Brands wanted their logos on the mat for years, but he always said no. Then TKO came in, and suddenly every inch of the ring was for sale. Now we've got sponsorships on the mat, the turnbuckles, the barricade, and even the Prime Hydration Station. You can't even enjoy a classic table bump anymore without being reminded to buy some beef sticks. it's gotten ridiculous. The ring used to feel like a special ground for wrestling history, and now it just feels like another billboard.
Yeah.
The focus used to be on the story being told inside the ropes, but under TKO...
Here's the thing, I still focus on Ring, but there are folks going to make jokes of that, you know, especially the assholes, going to make joke about the stuff on the ring as well, too, though. So there's that right there. So I get where he's coming from as well, too. So
It feels like the match is just another sponsorship. Let's talk about celebrities, because TKO has completely changed the way WWE...
I ain't gonna lie. It's a gift and curse with that one. At least the celebrities have are like respected with the wrestling, but compared to before, you know, someone will respect, someone just there just to be there. So yeah,
Who uses them. Now, to be fair, celebrities in wrestling are new. We've seen plenty of stars step inside a WWE ring long before TKO ever took over, but there's a huge difference in how it's being done now. In the past, WWE would only feature celebrities in segments that really don't impact the story, or people would get matches, but they deserve to be in those matches. The ones who fought respected the business and actually put in all the work, time, and effort in order to perform. Under TKO, though, it feels like none of that matters. Take Jelly Roll, for example. He had absolutely no business being in a match, and it showed. I'll be brutally honest, he did not look good. And it's not fair to the guys who did the heavy lifting. Randy Orton, Logan Paul, and Drew McIntyre all deserved a better match than that. Then we got Travis Scott.
All right, here's the thing. The Jelly Roll thing I didn't mind. He actually showed. He actually earned my respect. I wasn't mad at Joey Roll thing at all, and what he's been showing, especially the chokeslam, he's earned my respect though as well too though, and he's done it show me before when the one time he appeared in it. But yeah, the Travis Scott thing, that's a different story. Yeah, that one was just it shouldn't have never happened. I get it, but it shouldn't have happened at this point.
At WrestleMania, and that one hurt even more. His involvement ruined John Cena's 17th world title win. It turned what should have been a legendary main event into a joke. He even left right after because he realized he wasn't built for the WWE. And reports even came out saying that TKO's owner owed somebody else a favor, which is why he was introduced in the first place. Imagine that, John Cena's last WrestleMania moment being sold out for a favor. Vince McMahon would never have done that. And if that wasn't enough, when WWE promoted their new ESPN deal, one of the first things they showed was Snoop Dogg, a celebrity who barely has any real connection to WWE, and it just shows where their priorities are. TKO is obsessed with celebrities.
Yeah, and definitely the ESPN relationship is a little bit is already a bad little start to. He's probably gonna eventually talk about it, but yeah, the ESPN thing, especially the price for it, yeah, that's also not a good look as well either.
Want mainstream clout more than wrestling credibility, and instead of using them to enhance the product, they've pushed them front and center where they frankly don't belong. Another way TKO ruined WWE is through the ESPN deal. Do you remember the WWE Network days? It was $10 a month, and you got everything. Every pay-per-view, every special, every archive show, all in one place. Even when they moved it to Peacock, it was basically the same deal. It was still affordable, simple.
It was still, like I said, it was still affordable. Granted, some stuff was censored, but it's still affordable though. The Netflix deal was like a little step up, but it still start slowly, like, you know, slowly crumbling. Then the ESPN was like, damn.
But TKO could not leave that alone. They decided to sell the pay-per-view rights to ESPN, and now if you live in the US, you're paying $30 per show. 30, and for what? Half the time Triple H only books 5 matches, so you're basically paying $6 per match. It honestly feels like we're getting scammed. Honestly, I don't think we realized how good we had it with the WWE Network and even Peacock.
Facts.
Back then, it felt like wrestling was being made for the fans.
Yes.
Now it feels like every decision is made for the shareholders. TKO, like I said, it will do anything to squeeze out more money, even if that means pricing out loyal fans who stuck around for decades. And this ESPN deal is just another example of that greed. One of the biggest things I'll never forgive TKO for is how they completely botched John Cena's farewell tour. It had all the potential in the world. It should have been the perfect story for one of the greatest to ever do it. But somehow, TKO managed to fumble every major moment. It started with the failed heel turn, which could have easily been one of the boldest moves in WWE history, but instead they let The Rock hijack that story, even though there were no serious long-term plans for it. After that, they threw Travis Scott into the mix just to return a favor for someone, which ended up ruining John Cena's main event at WrestleMania. And if that wasn't enough, they completely retconned his heel turn. They then had him job out to Brock Lesnar for some cheap ESPN buzz, only to forget about it happening because there was a lot of negative feedback. It's one of the most poorly managed retirement tours WWE's ever produced. They've tarnished what should have been a beautiful send-off for a legend. John Cena gave everything to this company for the last 20 years.
I mean, we still got time. Well, hopefully things are starting a little bit better. I mean, we did get to make up with the AJ and John Cena match as well too. That was gold. But so when was this? Yeah, this was 3. But still, we got more to go. Hopefully, the rest of it going through the years will definitely be fixed. So yeah.
And instead of giving him the respect that he deserved, TKO treated his farewell tour like another marketing campaign. This is what happens when a company that does not understand wrestling tries to control it. They've ruined the final chapter of one of the greatest of all time, and that is something that fans won't ever forget about.
At all.
I mentioned The Rock earlier, and it's important to talk about him because TKO ruined WWE by giving The Rock way too much power. Making him a board member might have sounded great on paper. After all, he's one of the biggest stars in wrestling history, but in reality, it caused nothing but chaos behind the scenes. Now, don't get me wrong, his WrestleMania 40 run as the final boss was absolutely legendary. He delivered one of the most entertaining performances of his career, but the problem isn't when he shows up, it's everything that happens when he doesn't. The Rock has been stringing WWE along like a toxic ex. One minute he's back and passionate about wrestling again, the next he's gone to Hollywood as soon as another movie deal hits. I think it's obvious that there were concrete plans for him to feud with Cody Rhodes and then Roman Reigns, and all of that got scrapped the moment that his movie schedule filled up. Then, when he finally did come back, he wanted to run a sole storyline for Cody Rhodes when Cody wasn't even interested in doing that. And of course, somewhere along the line, he managed to derail John Cena's heel turn too. It's like every time The Rock returns, WWE's entire creative direction gets flipped upside down. The truth is that TKO should have said no. They should have set boundaries, because when one guy, even a legend like The Rock, can come in and change everything at will, it hurts the entire product. Instead of elevating WWE, his constant back and forth creative meddling has done more harm than good.
Sadly,
we gotta talk about TKO's bizarre business decisions, because some of them have been flat out disrespectful. Let's start with R-Truth. The fans loved him, the locker room loved him, and he's one of the most entertaining and well-respected veterans on the roster. Yet somehow TKO wasn't even interested in re-signing him. That right there shows how little they value loyalty or veteran leadership. To them, it's all about cutting costs, even if it means losing one of the most beloved figures in WWE history. They only brought him back because of the reaction from us fans. And then there's the Andrade situation, which probably is even worse. The WWE supposedly released him and gave him a 1-year no-compete clause. On top of that, they're reportedly not even paying him during that time. How does that even make sense? You can't tell a guy he can't work for a year and also...
That's explain why he was in AEW quicker than expected.
Oh, by the way, we're not going to pay you either. To make things even sketchier, it seems like TKO is obsessed with trying to hurt AEW instead of focusing on their own product.
Shit, see, now the table is turned now. Remember, AEW, say TKO was focused on, shitting on WWE, and now it's the other way around, and TKO is fighting back and doing that, which is, like I said, this is the thing. When you're focused on your competition way too much, it's gonna hurt your own product. I mean, AEW learned the hard way. They learned their lesson from that, but now TKO need to learn to do the same thing as well too. WWE barely does that. They drop some stuff here and there, but now make it solely their thing as well too. Like, remember, AEW every week was a shot at WWE somehow, some way as well too. At first good, but after a while it started getting like redundant and start hurting their product. Now they stepped away from it though. They hit some shots here and there, but still as well too. Hell, even in the past, like when AEW would do a lot against folks who loved them as well too, it kind of hurt their product as well too. So yeah, it's something you gotta learn that name dropping your competitive in a way, or folks trying to take shots at your competitive is only hurt didn't help your own product as well too. So yeah, focus on your own product.
They literally scheduled WrestlePalooza as a supercard event on the same day as the AEW pay-per-view, clearly just to take the attention away. I don't get it. Why not let AEW...
It did not, and what it did, it barely did that. It did in a way, but not in a good way as well too.
Their thing. Having another major wrestling promotion is good for the industry. It gives other wrestlers a ton more opportunities. It gives fans more variety, and it keeps everyone sharp on their feet competing. TKO's obsession with winning every dollar is making the business worse, not just for WWE fans, but for everyone all around the industry. Before TKO started tightening their grip on WWE, Triple H had almost full creative control between 2022 and 2024, and I can confidently say that that era was absolutely
That explains a lot, and a lot of people's been blaming it on Triple H. Nah, it's TKO mainly.
incredible. The product was red hot, the shows felt exciting again, and the fans were rewarded for paying attention. Storylines actually mattered. For example, Cody Rhodes losing at WrestleMania 39 only to come back stronger a year later, and finally defeating Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40 was long-term storytelling at its finest. It was satisfying, emotional, and it made the payoff feel huge. That's what Triple H brought to the table. But ever since TKO's influence grew, it felt like that magic has disappeared. The focus is not on stories anymore, it's on moments. The WWE isn't building arcs that keep fans invested for months at a time. They're just chasing quick viral pops for the pay-per-views that don't mean much a week later. We've seen it play out time and time
And
again.
here's the thing, I get it's cool to see like the reaction moments from like your internet fans, your streamers such as In the Clutch and Satin and all them as well too. But at the same time, you can't just solely focus on that as well too though. You still got your fans, your loyal fans that go to your shows every day as well too. You have your fans on the internet who follow your stories. You know what I mean, regardless if they are anti-faces as well too, but still, it's still like you still gotta have your storytelling to keep them invested as well too, not just moments as well too. Like, you know what I mean, don't quick to defeat the Hill Fiend's addiction as well too by having a unexpected heel turn or have moments right now. Because right now, you know, the situation with Cody and Jacob, everything is interesting, but at the same time, Cody, Jacob, and Drew is interesting, but at the same time, if you're trying to make it quick to get fans invested in the possibility of Cody heel turn, why it might work is like what's the long term story after that as well too. So yeah. And many other like stuff that happened, and it seemed like it's like a quick moment, but where are we gonna go after this as well too? Like, hate to say, like even in the situation with Jay in a way. I mean, I loved that he won, and I love winning the championship as well too. Though just a lot of folks is but where's the follow with this? We'll do same with the R-Truth, like bringing them back and everything. They had a little Ron Killings thing, no follow up with that as well too. So yeah. And you know, I mean, unfortunately, the Vision thing is because of stuff being hurt, but at the same time, it was getting redundant of the Vision always being on top, and then you know Roman coming back the last minute before the credit ends or anything as well too. So yeah, it's like I get it, moments, but cool. It's cool to have moments. At the same time, it's also good to have storytelling as well. So yeah.
And John Cena's heel turn happened with no real direction. Jey Uso winning the Royal Rumble just for the shock value was a bad call. Travis Scott
not a bad call, but at the same time, because I enjoyed his title run, but at the same time, it could have been executed way better.
Showing up at WrestleMania was an awful decision.
Very awful.
Brock Lesnar squashing Johnson out of nowhere was
that was bullshit. That was bullshit. That was bullshit. That was some bullshit.
Completely pointless. All of these moments were driven by short-term headlines and media buzz. As I said, under Triple H's creative control, WWE felt like a show written for wrestling fans, but now with TKO's influence, it feels like the product is...
At least the blame ain't too much on Triple H anymore.
Investors, and that is why the storytelling that once made WWE great is slowly dying. The obsession with chasing moments has led directly to the next problem, and that's the overall quality of WWE's product, which has taken a nosedive. When storytelling stops being the main focus, everything else starts to crumble, the matches lose meaning, the characters feel inconsistent, and quite frankly, the fans just stopped caring. That's exactly what's happening right now. Let's take the Vision, for example. That's a faction that existed purely because they wanted a shocking WrestleMania moment between Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. There was no long-term plan, and the fans lost interest almost immediately.
Go back. Oh yeah, I just talked about this. Sorry, I was reading something about this. Yeah, I just talked about Division. Now I guess I ain't talking out my ass. So yes.
Nosedive. When storytelling stops being the main focus, everything else starts to crumble. The matches lose meaning, the characters feel inconsistent, and quite frankly, the fans just stop caring. That's exactly what's happening right now. Let's take the Vision, for example. That's a faction that existed purely because they wanted a shocking WrestleMania moment between Paul Heyman and Roman Reigns. There was no long-term plan, and the fans lost interest almost immediately. It's been one of the weakest storylines in years. And don't even get me started with SmackDown.
The only people that was okay with Visions are the Hill fans, and people that want to heat. That's it. Other than that, though, it was the endings. Everything was redundant as well too. It's like it was starting wondering where they can go with this as well too. Then the cash in just for a moment. I mean, cool for the moment. The Piss fans all, but at the same time, afterwards was like, what we doing? So yeah, it was like just to, it's like I said, it was moments just to please the Hill fans and piss certain fans off as well too for heat. You know what I'm saying? This is why I don't like when people say they want stuff to happen just for the piss, just the piss fans off. Like with let me bring it up. They want Mercedes Renee to constantly grab her belts to keep pissing fans off. Like that's just, to me, that's selfish. That's is like a selfish. Is always, that's pretty selfish and to me for fans to think like that as well too. So yeah, that's this. So let's keep going. We about SmackDown because it's SmackDown. Yeah.
Show is barely holding itself together. The pacing is off. The stories are not entertaining, and it feels like nobody in creative really knows where things are headed. To make things worse, there are even reports saying that WWE is exploring AI-generated storylines.
Yeah, I heard about that, and somebody was saying that AI might have had something to do with this past SmackDown as well too. I don't know if it's for real. There's jokes. It was jokes from the chats or the in-clutch chats based off of that little news going as well too. Yeah, like that's like taking lazy writing to the next level. Right there. I already said the writing and creative is lazy, especially how they book baby faces, how they don't want to book baby faces as great as heels and everything. So yeah. So
wish I was kidding. That is where we are now. Instead of creative writers crafting stories that connect with the fans, we might soon have algorithms deciding who feuds with who. The WWE is so cooked right now. At the end of the day, there's one word that perfectly describes how TKO ruined WWE, and that word is greed. Everything we've talked about comes down to that. The rise in ticket prices.
Well, I'm not sure why it is doing that. Anyway, go ahead.
Constant sponsorships shoved in our faces during every match. The random celebrity appearances that derail storylines and the overpriced ESPN deal, all of that was caused by greed. Even John Cena's retirement tour, something that should have been a celebration of one of the greatest to ever do it, was tainted by greed. It seems like TKO does not care about the fans. They don't care about the wrestlers or the legacy of WWE. They care about one thing, and that's squeezing every last dollar out of a brand that used to be built on passion and creativity. It is honestly so sad to see. Greed might make them rich in the short term, but it's destroying the soul of WWE in the long run. Anyways, that is it.
Again, like I said, short term, yes, it's making money, that, but the long run is going to hurt as well too. Same thing with, like I said, a lot of people saying that the Mercedes getting on the title is a business move and all that as well too. But at the same time, it's going to hurt the products, the company she should take the title from. Not AEW, but other companies she's taking the titles from as well too. It's going to hurt that. Like people don't understand. Yes, wrestling is a business, but at the same time, it's also for the fans. And entertainment is for the fans. And doing this business move is going to hurt the fans. Remember, Brock Lesnar holding the title being told title hostage. A lot of folks was bored because it was for the business, but fans was getting turned off about that as part of the reason why they were scripting AEW over that as well too, because of that nonsense as well too. Roman Reigns holding the title for a long time and barely showing up. Good for the business. Good for a bit, but in the long run, start getting stale, start getting pointless and everything. Thank God Road took the title off him as well too. But still, and now, and even Pllana mentioned, the part-time scheduling as well too. I mean, good for the business and all that, for the shock value, the money, but at the same time, it hurts the business because, fans want to see their favorite more than just sporadically now as well too. I mean, even because the Attitude Era, the biggest stars barely took a day off as well too, like barely. I mean, there's people that need. Not saying they shouldn't, but still, didn't like chill, sit on money. They didn't sit on money. Sitting on money, they getting paid as well too. They made their money. They made the money worth it. They made it worthwhile as well to come make appearances and stuff like that as well too. Not the same anymore. So yeah. Hopefully WWE. Hopefully with all this going on, and hopefully the backlashes will wake WWE up and they start getting better, or or not. If not, AEW is about to be up top again. So other than that, I don't want neither fail. I like both. I don't want neither nor other promotion to fail. I always want all promotions to succeed as well too. So, but at the same time, they gotta wake up and see that it's not always about the business. It's now about the like I say, the now it's going at your going directly at your competition multiple times as well too. Think about the fans as well too, more than just the business. All right, this is one thing that we'll give Vince props for. He has stuff about money, but sometimes he'll still think about the wrestling as well too. But it's not so much the fan. But yeah, think about the wrestling, the fans, not too much on the business, and your business will still survive. That's all I'm gonna say. Other than that, if you like my reaction to this, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T. Son, and all one love.